going on? Another video coming your way from Tantalized Gaming, and today I'm going to be discussing 3 things that I feel are really important to helping your character be optimal in the arenas. So let's jump into it. So jumping into this video, bear with me guys, I'm really trying to make this video cater to all audiences, whether you're an advanced arena player and you get Glad every season, or whether you're someone who's been watching a lot of YouTubers arena and you're like, man, that looks really fun. I'd really like to get into that and try that, and you're brand new to it. I'm hoping to provide some information that can help all of the spectrum of players. So the first topic that I really wanted to talk about as far as helping yourself be better in the arena is keybinds. So I know that sounds pretty simple, but essentially, if you're a player in World of Warcraft who's been playing World of Warcraft with the means of just clicking to do things, maybe you're one of those people that, you know, will target something and your method of playing is just targeting something by clicking it and then clicking away some more. I feel like, especially in PvP, that's something that really limits you as a player. So setting up a keybind system is really going to help you out in getting off your combinations the quickest. It's also going to help you out in reacting to what other players in the arena are doing the quickest. So if you can do that, then that's really going to help you out probably the most as far as beginning arenas. So for me, and I know every person plays with different keybinds, every person has a different means or system. You'll see down here on my screen, I have QERTV 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and essentially I rotate through those, and then when I need to do something else, I add a modification to it, like Shift or Alt or Control or something like that. So now, what helps me to do that is having a gaming mouse. If you don't have a gaming mouse, I would recommend getting a gaming mouse. Mine is just a simple Razer mouse, which has a side plate with 7 buttons on it. And Razer has a software application that you can go in and essentially you can set what you want each button to do. So for me, I set one to have Shift modification on it, one for Control, one for Alt, and then it enables me to rotate through my different spells and abilities very easily. So that's something that helps me out and something that I feel like as an arena player is essential. So whatever your means or system is, doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know some people are huge advocates of the F1, F2, F3 buttons, but for me, that's what helps, is having my buttons QERT and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So with keybinds, the one thing that I feel is really important as well is macros. So understand that macros are different for every class and spec, and if you're really wanting to know what the best macros are to create, then I would suggest just Googling it, especially if it's for arena. Then you can Google best arena macros for Arcane Mage, or and whatever it is, and they will bring up a list of macros that you can make. So for me, I have Fears, Havocs, and my pet's ability on different arena target macros. So essentially what that enables you to do is activate this button to fear a certain and very specific target in the arena. So that helps cut down time in trying to click on or tab through whoever it is that you're actually trying to see greatly. So definitely set up some macros for arena targeting. Setting up macros that help optimize your damage is also super important. So I have a macro here called Burn Down. Essentially, it's a macro that takes all of my major cooldowns and puts them on one button. So I have my Trinket, I have my Blood Fury, Instability, all in one button. So if I activate this, which mine is set on Shift R, then as you can see here, I have my Trinket activated, I have my Dark Soul activated, and Blood Fury, which helps cut down time from trying to activate 3 different things at once. You can build up your whatever it is that is your resource. Say you're ready to burst someone down, you pop that macro and you start letting stuff fly. So having something like that that's specific for your class, I feel also helps you in burning down people in the arena or just optimizing your damage overall. Another macro I have for myself is, for those of you that play Destruction Warlock, you'll know that Infernal drops at a designated location, similar to your Shadow Fury or your Rain of Fire. Mine is actually set up to drop wherever my mouse is. So I have a macro that pretty much casts where my cursor is. So I point my cursor and I activate my Infernal, and there it goes, just drops away. It just saves time in having to get it down. It's just a little shortening of the time to get your Infernal down. I also have a macro for Banish Hover. Essentially, it's the exact same thing as the cursor. The difference is I can banish whoever's pet my cursor's over. So if you're fighting another Warlock and you want to get his pet, you know, disabled for a little bit, then you can just hover over and I press Alt 5 and my guy starts casting Banish Pet. So macros are definitely something that are extremely useful in the arena, but understanding which ones are specific to you and can help optimize you the most, I feel is also very important. Alright guys, so the last thing that I wanted to talk about was how important add-ons are and what different add-ons are, in my opinion, needed for arenas. So the first one most of you are probably familiar with is just Details. Details is a great tool to use to see who on your team is being interrupted. You can change what prefix you want on it. As far as what you're actually looking at, what information is relayed back to you. So you can look at interrupts, you know, who's been interrupting. I personally have a favorite of crowd controls done. If you're starting with new people or you're just simply wanting to see how many CCs your team is performing each game, that's a great tool to look at what CCs are being done and by who. So you can kind of see game after game whether or not your team is performing overall CCs. Another important add-on that I feel is essential is Gladius. So Gladius is an add-on that essentially comes up in the arena. It's a multi-portrait interface that shows who you're fighting in the arena, but it also shows, you know, abilities that they've activated. It shows diminishing return, which is crucial for arena in knowing how effective your CCs are going to be, or how much longer you are having to wait until you can get the full effect of a CC out. It also will show you things like abilities that are used. If a rogue pops Cloak of Shadows or something like that, Gladius keeps track of that, and it shows you next to that character's portrait exactly how long that effect has left, and essentially helps you as a player know when to use certain abilities and how to manage your crowd control in the arena. It also can be used similar to Voodoo, the healing add-on, if any of you are familiar with that, in that you can set up clicks on these portraits to do certain abilities. So, and I know I just talked about Keybinds. However, if, say, you're a Warlock, Affliction Warlock, or a Shadow Priest, and you're wanting to help optimize your dots on everyone in the arena, but you're also fighting a character that uses a lot of pets again, then having that click system to be able to just click corruption, corruption, corruption on the various portraits, or, you know, agony, 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 then that's going to help you in maintaining your dots and other things. I know some players actually prefer to do their CCs this way. If you're a mage and you want to polymorph whoever's, you know, the rogue or the pally or whoever it is, you can simply left click on their name or plate on Gladius and it will start casting that spell. So Gladius is, in my opinion, it's an essential tool for arenas to really help optimize your character. It again, it will show you your abilities that are on people. It shows you if they've used their trinket. It will show your diminishing return to know whether or not your CC is going to have the most impact on whoever it is you're fighting. So Gladius is great to have. If you don't have it, download it. It's something that I feel is important to have in the arena. So another add-on that I feel can be beneficial but also gets a lot of controversy is something called Gladiator LASA. Essentially, it's a voice announcer for PvP that a little robotic voice will tell you what's being done in the arena. So you're essentially able to set up what it is you want to hear in the arena. I know for me, when I first downloaded this, it really helped me to, I guess, look at Gladius and hear something that was being done in the arena to really identify what every class uses as far as PvP in the game. So if you're fighting a rogue and the voice tells you Cloak of Shadows and you see it come up on the rogue portrait on your Gladiator, then you know, okay, I heard Cloak of Shadows from LOS, and now I know as well that is an ability of a rogue. Same with Paladins, when they use their Divine Shield or whatever it is. Every class has various abilities that greatly impact the arena, and understanding how they perform, when they're activated, and when they expire helps you as a player to know when to use your own cooldowns, when to use CCs correctly. And LOSSA is just an add-on that essentially tells you when different things are happening in the arena. So the controversy that comes from it is that some people get really dependent on it, and they get into the arena and they start playing, and they are depending on Gladiator LOSA to tell them what's happening, which it's okay if you're doing that at the starting ratings of arena play, but as you get on to higher rating in arenas, you're going to notice that players are going to be juking with spells. Essentially, they're going to start casting a spell and then they'll stop trying to get an interrupt or a kick or something on it. And so if you're going off of just what Gladiator LOSA is telling you, then you're going to be using an interrupt because you heard it, not because you're watching it. And that can become a problem because you fell for the bait. You've fallen for the trick of them activating a spell and canceling it. So I would say if you're new to the arena and you don't know the different abilities of every class that you're fighting, then this is a good add-on in addition to just your normal Gladius. So having them together, you're able to hear something and look at it on the portrait and know, okay, that is what that rogue did, or that is what that paladin did. But as you go on, you're going to learn you really don't need Gladiator LOSA. I feel like as you get more experience, this is kind of an add-on that could be crippling. Alright guys, so that pretty much wraps up my video for tonight. I hope that something I've said tonight has been informational for you. I feel like those three principles, keybinds, macros, and add-ons are essential for really optimizing yourself in the arena. Take what I've said tonight and really expand upon it. And new add-ons are always being created. Ideas for new macros are always being created as well. So do some research and look at what macros are good for your class or spec, as well as maybe what some new add-ons might be that some really good arena players are using. But yeah, guys, appreciate you watching, and see you in the arena.